and, staff matters. I was, rushed because there was a timeline given. So this was why I could not have, captured all those things into the report.
Is there any way we can have information, since it is part of the period that the commissioners have to review? Is there any way we can have information regarding that particular auction? Yes,
I can. By end of next week, I can give you a comprehensive report on where the lodgements, the proceeds of the lodgements, and how many assets, were disposed. I can give that.
Any questions regarding that?
Yes. Mr. Barry, you have just said that because of their political differences, they ask you to do a system audit.
No, I don't say political differences.
No, I am using that word. I am summarizing what you said. You said the incoming and the outcoming.
Yes, I said when this incoming council came in.
Okay. Okay, let me use your words correctly.
Okay.
You said when the incoming council came, they had a tussle and they asked you to do a system audit.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Now, my take is, prior to the new council coming in, were there no disposal of assets of the council?
There was.
So there is nothing indicative in your other reports that the council disposed of their assets.
Yes.
Why is that the case?
Yes, this is what I was saying.
No, let's not get to the aspect of the incoming and the outcoming.
No.
Prior to that.
Prior to that.
Yes.
Yes, because I was preparing on a quarterly report.
Yes.
Then before this last, system audit.
Yes.
Okay. Quarterly report is not a comprehensive report.
Yes.
Like it's not all reports.
Yeah.
This most of the time, my quarterly report, in fact, is based on the suppression too much. That's why if you go to my reports, you will see most of the time suppressions of revenue. But as I said, why it's this my recommendation for these vehicles to be disposed.
No, you are not answering my question. My question is why were you not capturing the issue of asset disposals in those reports? Because your audit report should be comprehensive and across the board on everything that council is doing, so that it will be a proper reflection of the activities of council. Is that not the case?
Yes.
So my question is, why were you not capturing the issue of assets? And wherein you are not provided with an asset register, did you write to request that is also part of your TOR to know what is happening with the assets? Because those assets were purchased by council funds.
Yes, but
these are taxpayers' money.
Yes, but if you go through my reports, this system audit report, I think I've already highlighted that one there.
Yes.
That's council don't have a comprehensive asset register, and these are mandatory by the act that they're supposed to have it.
Yes.
Okay, this order, disposal. Why I didn't factor it into the report? As I tell you that I was after this, the 2020. System audit, there was no system audit till after the change of council. So why it was not factored in there? I mean the timeline given to me. So it was not factored into the quarterly report, because quarterly reports are not comprehensive report. So I was waiting for when I'm doing the system audit. So I do this system audit on the intervals. Like maybe 2-3 years, I just go and do the system audits where I will capture it, everything, and I present it to the management. So these other ones are mandatory, like quarterly reports are mandatory by act, that internal audit should prepare a quarterly report and present it to the council.
Yes, but my take is that these quarterly reports, these audits, these auctions are done during the course of the year.
Yes.
It could be maybe in the first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter when the council comes up with the auctioning of their assets?
No, it's the scope. At that time, no, the scope don't cover that area. My scope of the audit doesn't cover that area. This is what I mean.
Who determines your scope?
Myself.
Yes.
I determine my scope.
Yes.
Yes.
So you select what your scope is supposed to be for the quarter.
Exactly.
So that is where my question is. I'm going back to my question.
Yes.
So why didn't you incorporate in your scope to deal with, having known that, because you said you've highlighted it in your report,
yes,
having known that this is an issue,
yes,
and you are doing quarterly report,
yes,
you understand?
yes.
If there is any transaction done in a particular quarter, don't you think it would have been prudent for you to capture it in that particular quarter in which that transaction is done?
It should have been,
yes,
but I wanted at a time to make sure that it is part and parcel of my system audit.
Yes.
Yes, that was my...
So now my question is,
yes,
you're delaying to incorporate and capture this thing. Don't you think it's an issue?
The delayance of...
Yes, you waiting to do your system audit after 2 years.
Yes.
Don't you think it would not have been helpful for the council?
It would have.
It would have been helpful.
Very well.
That's your evidence. We will take that.
Yes.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, back to your statement, we have exhausted the 2020 final system report. On the second page of your statement, you raised the issue of procurement. What was the environment regarding procurement at the area council?
So what was
the environment? I mean, the procedures in place. How do they go about procuring goods or items, and so on and so forth?
Yes,
because in your report you had said that there was no procurement plan.
Yes.
For the period 2020.
2020. But
yes,
after subsequent years, there were,
so please tell us.
It was regularized, in fact, in that very year. Yes, we have an established, procurement unit headed by, procurement manager, assisted by 2 subordinate staff. Okay, we have in a full-fledged, functioning, procurement, unit. Yes. These units, anything, councils need, either goods or service, the requisitions will begin, from the procurement.
Yes.
And, the CEO is the head of the procurement, organizations. And, these things will be sent to him for his approval. So when it approved, the green light is given for the purchase. And, if there should be, quotations.
Yes.
Let the quotations come, and if it is like above thresholds, in anything, let's go like 500,000.
Yes.
You go for open tender.
Yes.
Yes, and yeah, that's it. We have a established unit.
What is your role as the internal auditor in procurement?
My role in procurement is, to ensure that, all procurements follow the GPPA rules and regulations. That's there will be 3 quotations attached to each procurement, and as I said, if there is the threshold above
is
met, these
payments in relation to procurement are being pre-audited.
Exactly,
and you ensure all the regulations are
met and compliance as well.
But is that done? Do they pass procurement issues or procedures through your office?
Yes, at times, and where in some, that's why I picked 1 or 2 transactions.
Yes, you had said that there was an amount of $679,500.
Yes.
That was spent on procurement issues without passing through the regular requirements. In your statement, this is the second page.
Yes, I want to refer to the report.
To which report? The 2020 report?
Yeah, I know. I think this will be in the 2022 quarterly report. Let me check it.
Yes, if you don't see it, we can discuss some other issues and then come back to it.
Yes,
when you come back tomorrow, probably for your last day, hopefully.
Yes, here I'm having like incomplete procurement procedures.
Incomplete?
Procurement procedures.
Yes.
Yes, during our review of the payment vouchers.
That is for the
first quarter.
The first quarter report 2022.
Yes, page 12.
Which we also expected you will provide us with a copy.
Yes, copy, yes.
Do you know copy by tomorrow?
By tomorrow, yes.
Please proceed.
Mr. Barry, please note it so that you will not forget.
Or even today I can provide you with it.
Yes, you can bring it
as
tomorrow.
long as you have the yes.
You can bring it tomorrow.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes, during our review of the payment vouchers, we came across many procurement requisition form, purchase order, not been signed by the Director of Finance, CEO, and the party in need of goods or services requesting. So below there is an annex. There's a description voucher been payment of bucket of graces to one Momodu Sirejalo. This was $3,600 procurement requisition form not signed by the Director of Finance. And second, you have been payment of insurance of BAC vehicles, $26,089 to Butut. No procurement rules was followed, no invoice quotation obtained, no trace of procurement unit involvement in the procurements of insurance services. And another one is bin payment of fuel supply, Gambia Petroleum Company, $92,915, invoice not approved by the CEO, procurement requisitions and the purchase order form not signed by the Director of Finance. So then the list goes on.
So the entire amount is what is $679,500 for the period under review?
Yes, exactly.
Again, is this the total amount or is it just sampling of your findings?
This is sampling of the findings.
Yes, but do you have but you don't have a complete?
No, I don't have a complete one.
So which indicates that there are more procurement probably done within this period which far exceeds this amount.
Exactly.
And that will have been the norm in the year 2020. Is that not the case, sir?
Yes, sir.
So when you say it is being regulated, what do you mean?
It's been regularized.
Regularized, sorry.
Yes.
I beg your pardon.
Yes.
How?
Meaning that issue has been solved.
How was it solved? Do you know how it was solved?
Can you refer me to that?
No, you had said when I...
no, procurement plan. They weren't having a plan.
Yes.
I know for 2020.
Yes.
But for 2021, they come up with a
plan.
Yes, procurement plan.
But that does not regularize for the period 2020.
No.
The 2020 remains the same. All the procurement were done without a plan.
Yes. So, but the following year.
Yeah, the following year will take care of itself.
Yes.
I mean, if they don't have a plan, it becomes another issue. If they have a plan, then it means for that year probably things are at least okay.
Yeah.
Regarding having a procurement plan.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Exactly.
Now, there were issues of payment without receipts amounting to $1,058,056.69 bututs. You have found out in your routine internal audit process that various payments to several vendors and suppliers for the supply of different items without receipts. Where is this featured in your reports? Which of the reports? Is it the quarterly reports?
Yes, it must have been the quarterly report. Amount?
The $1,058,056.69 bututs. These were payments that were authorized without receipts, evidence of the payments being made. to the respective vendors and suppliers. Do you see that?
Maybe it will be in the second quarter. Let me see. Sorry for the one. You said payment of 1,058,000. 58,000. Yes. Let me go 18 to 21.
Where have you featured that in your report?
Yes, I'm coming. Yes. Payment vouchers without receipts amounting to $1,058,056.69 buttons.
Where will that be in your report?
That is second quarter.
Second quarter
of 2022.
Page.
These are page 17.
Page 17.
17. 17.
17.
Yes.
Yes, please explain to us this particular finding.
Yes, during our audit review on the payment vouchers, we realized that some payments were done and no receipt was attached on the vouchers. This is not in line with the Public Finance Act and the GPPA Act. And below is the list of payments.
So these payments were authorized by both the CEO and the finance director?
Yes.
Or were they, do you know whether they were payments done through check or what was it? Cash payment?
Some check and some cash, because I've already indicated on the check on the cash column, each transaction.
You have clearly outlined whether
yes,
the payment is through check,
yes,
or through cash.
Or cash, exactly.
Because if it is through check, then it has to be signed by both the director of finance and the CEO.
Yes.
And if it is cash, probably one person may make payment, depending on who has the money at the time.
No, all these payments were authorized. What I mean is there is no receipt attached to it, so you cannot ascertain whether the payment is.
Who should authorize payment?
That's the CEO
and the finance director.
Exactly.
The CEO, of course, is the ultimate authority regarding having the final say as to whether a payment should be authorized or not.
Yes.
But technically, the finance director would have already cleared the payment.
The payment, yes.
And then,
yes, exactly.
Now, hello? Yes, we are back. Now, the reason why I'm asking, because if all the payments were made through check, then both of them are expected to sign.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
And if they are made, if it's a cash payment, it is possible that one person can make the payment.
Yes, you are right.
Yes, so that is why I am saying whether it is clear on the.
Yes, very clear.
To find it as to.
It's very clear. For instance, here, the ones I'm having here, description is generator rental.
Use the microphone, please.
The ones I'm having here is generator rental.
How much?
Cora auctioning. This is 25,850, and it was paid, from EcoBank account. No receipt attached. Description on the voucher. Two types.
Okay.
So you have another payments of roofing mechanic store. This is Guys Builder. It's EcoBank 17,725. No receipt attached.
Why is it important to have the receipts attached to these payments? I know we have discussed this time and again, but again,
yes.
Why is it important?
So that you can justify your payments. That's what's on the description is what the payment is for.
Now the receipt will come from who? The receipt will come from the supplier or the vendor?
Yes, the supplier and the vendor.
And that will indicate that they have received payment?
Exactly.
But that doesn't exist here?
Exactly.
All we have is the authorities, that is the CEO or the finance director or both of them,
Yes.
showing that they have authorized payment.
Payments.
So
but
money leaves the account
yes.
or the cash that they have,
Yes.
and then there is no evidence that.
That's the recipient received the money.
So if one is to assume that it probably has gone in their individual pockets, would that be a logical conclusion?
It might be.
Yes.
It might be a logical conclusion. Yes.
Because that's the more reason why you flag it out, that you cannot authenticate the genuineness of the payment.
You cannot ascertain.
Yes.
Yes.
So which means it's open to fraudulent practices.
Exactly.
Is that the case?
That's why. Yeah. That's why it was being flagged.
Flagged.
Yes.
And the amount again is more than $1 million. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the next paragraph is the issue of the first quarter report 2022 that you have discovered in your audit exercise that an amount of $425,120. I'm not sure why you are having this breakdown, Mr. Technician. $425,120 is collections has been withheld by some collectors from the market license value property rates and taxes unit. That you understand that the collectors did not respond to the said query up to the time of the publication of this very report.
Is in the first quarter?
Yes.
Okay, let me, excuse me. First quarter.
The first quarter of 2022.
Can we be guided as to the page?
Please check 6.1.
What is the amount?
$425,120. Let me.
Page?
Let me just confirm. I was reading your evidence in your statement.
Okay.
425,120. Because your statement says the first quarter.
Yeah, first quarter. Let me ask. I'm going through the first quarter.
I can't find it in the first quarter.
I hope it's not in the second quarter. Let me just go to the second quarter.
What you do, you can note that down, and we can come back to it tomorrow if you can make reference to the exact.
What was the amount?
$425,120. Just note the finding.
Yes, I will.
And we can come back to it tomorrow.
Okay.
Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Now the next paragraph you said that at the time that you were using the audit digital system, the digital system regarding collected revenue, the audit was always in the picture for at the time. I am thinking that there is a need to call the IT guy to testify why the microphone is not working.
Mr. Gay, can you please check why lead counsel's microphone is having challenge?
No, still not coming through. Okay, now we are on. Mr. Barry.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you have explained the issue in depth regarding the main problem with the revenue collectors not recording accurately their collections in their cash book.
Yes.
And this, of course, you have explained how you will find it out, because you will now assess the records of the IT.
Yes.
And this will show you how much they have collected in a particular week.
Yes.
And how much they have declared in their cash book.
Yes.
Now, last on your statement is the issue of the loans. Was there the loan scheme at the area council at the time?
No, there is no legal framework or loan schemes to determine the issuance of loans at the council.
But were there loans issued from 2018?
Like, there are loans issued like?
Were employees applying for loans?
Exactly.
And were loans issued to employees?
Exactly.
What do you know about the loans that were issued to employees?
The issuing of the loans, I think, is based on the prerogative of the CEO.
Of the CEO?
Exactly. You applied.
Yes.
And when the approval is given, voucher has been raised, and you paid.
Now, have you benefited from this loan that was probably at the discretion of the CEO at the time?
Yes.
Tell us how many loans you were issued, which periods you applied for these loans, and how much was granted to you.
I think before 2018,
yes,
I applied for a loan of 150,000.
Before 2018?
Yes, 2018, yes, before 2018.
Is it during 2018 or before 2018?
In between, around that end, I cannot just ascertain.
So please give us the exact date when you know when, because the mandate of the commission starts in 2018.
2018, yes. I was like servicing loan.
Yes.
Then,
how much?
Yes, this was initially 150,000.
Yes.
Again, in 2020, come up like with 175,000.
Yes.
In January of 2023, January or February of 2023, 300,000. If my memory can serve me very well. Yes.
Is that all?
Yes.
Have you paid all these loans?
I've been deducting from the source.
Every month?
Every month, yes.
Any questions regarding the loan and loan schemes of the area council, honorable commissioners?
Yes, I do. I was just curious to know, is it you'll get another loan when your previous loan has been totally liquidated, or when it has been substantially reduced? Because if you have loan 120, 175, and another 300,000 within a space of 4 years, and it's deducted from source, you must be having by now a substantial amount on your loan balance.
Exactly.
So is there a policy to say you cannot get another loan before the previous loan has been cleared? Or since there is no policy, it's at the behest of the CEO to grant you another loan?
Yes, this is what I'm saying. There was no policy guideline the way loans are issued at BSE. So it's at the discretion of the CEO when you apply it, and if he approves, you have your loan.
Sorry, do you or do they follow the general GO that you should not be deducted more than 40% of your salary to service a loan?
At times those laws have been flouted. At times you can have some people, even 70% of their salaries been deducted.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Now, Mr. Barry, please provide to us what is your outstanding balance that you need to liquidate with the council?
Yes, this in fact, the investigators asked me about it, and I told them that, you know, we were using a system, metric systems, accounting metric software, and this software was tailor-made and short. So, you know, the former director of finance,
and who is that?
Alaji Jain, went to, transfer to, I think, Masakonko Area Council. So he has to come and do certain reconciliations with the current director of finance so that we can have access to those records, and I will know my exact balance of the loan.
Yes.
Yes.
So if are you paid into your salary? Is it paid into your personal bank account?
Yes.
You receive salary through the account.
Through the
So during the subsistence of these loans, were they deducting this before the money goes to the bank?
Yes, before the money goes to the bank, because you receive your pay slips and you see all the deductions.
Okay.
Yes.
So if somebody looks at your bank statement, will not be able to know how much is being deducted from your from your salary? Or is there a possibility of knowing when somebody peruses your account?
Yes.
How much is being deducted?
From my loan?
From your salary.
From my salary. Yes,
Yes.
This can be known through my pay slips.
Yes.
Yes.
So are you giving the pay slip monthly?
Monthly, yes.
All right. Okay, so please provide us with the details.
The detail, yes.
Yes. Now, in your 2020 system the audit report, you've said to this commission that you do sampling. So what is the difference between the normal audit and the system audit?
The normal audit, I don't understand.
You said, the 2020, you said is a system audit, right?
Yes.
So now I want to find out what is the difference between the normal audit and the system audit.
No, the system audit,
Yes.
is a all-round audit of how the operational, the institution, the governance structure, the risks, the control procedures, all in one. The financial statements, the staff, all in one mean the system. You audit the system. Okay, in this normal auditing, as I earlier
As the national audit will do.
Pardon?
As for example, the way the national audit is mandated to do audit yearly.
Yearly,
for
exactly.
government institutions and all that.
Exactly.
Yes. So what is the?
So this quarterly one, that's where according to your audit plan. So where I make emphasis to the income most of the time in my quarterly audit is because this is a frequent occurrence. Suppression of revenue is a frequent occurrence, so that's why I always wanted to highlight it. So that's why I give more emphasis or more focus to the income, but also other aspect can be factored in the quarterly report.
No, now what I want to understand is, at what point do you think it is necessary to do a systems audit?
A system audit, in fact, it can be done annually. This can be done annually.
So it should not be necessitated by any circumstance?
No.
You can do a
system audit annually.
So when you do a system audit, let me just finish. When you do a system audit, does it entail you doing a comprehensive analysis of the entire system that you have in place.
Exactly.
From governance to
Governance, risk
whatever.
management, yes.
All right. So now, if you said this 2020 is a system audit, why did you do sampling in this system audit?
Like sampling like?
Yes, because I recall that the council asked you, you said you did, it's a sampling that you did. It's not, he further asked you whether the amounts that were suppressed, there is a possibility of
no, hope that was not in the quarterly report.
Is that in the quarterly report?
Yes, the quarterly report, yes.
Okay. So is it in the quarterly report that you do sampling?
Yes, you can do sampling. Yes.
But for this system audit, we can assume that you looked at the entire system.
The entire system.
And you were able to capture everything on this one.
How the governance structure works, how the risks.
Yes. Now, with this report, was this availed to the auditors when they came?
Yes.
You availed them this copy?
Yes, auditors, external auditors, when they first came in, their first point of entrance and the first document they demand from us is our work plan and our internal audit report.
Audit report.
Yes.
Thank you. So now, let me ask you. Ibrahim Jobati is a collector.
Yes.
And he had given evidence before this commission.
Yes.
And he has talked about the rates that have been, he collects license.
Yes.
And rates and taxes.
Yes.
And he said for value properties, for private properties it is about 2,000, and for commercial it is 5,000. So is it possible at any time to vary the private from 2,000 to more than 2,000, and to vary the commercial from 5,000 to more than 5,000? Is it possible?
Yes. Depending on the structure of the property, yes, and depending on the size of the business. Business can grow. Yeah. Yeah. If the business grew, the value of the business.
No, we are talking about properties here. You understand?
I mean, you are saying the commercial and.
Yes, commercial properties and private properties.
And
like if you have your home, and if you have built shops and warehouses. He had given evidence to the effect that they have made assessment and have come up to a calculation which gives them the tariffs to charge 2,000 for private properties and 5,000. So my question is, yes, is it possible to vary those charges at any point in time?
No, unless
the period of collection.
No, unless it's been gazetted. Unless that's been gazetted.
So, for instance, in the 2020 audit, your system audit report, to be specific, there is payment of 3,000 on the 22nd of April 2020, which is supposedly to be a private property. But what you captured in your report is 3,000 instead of 2,000. And if it is a private property, was it not supposed to be 2,000, not 3,000?
At times, there are these valuations, some are in the rule, and some are in the valuation rule, meaning some properties are already valued, and some are not valued. So any property that is not valued and its valuations goes beyond more than 500,000, you paid $2,000.
So who presents to you the valuation? Who does the valuation? Is it the council that does the valuation or the individual owner of the property?
No, it's supposed to be, I understand, in fact, at one point council wanted to outsource it to these farms.
Now, for the purpose of this exercise in this commission,
yes,
let us restrict ourselves to that.
Okay.
Now, what is your understanding about this issue of this valuation? Is it the council that values, or is it the owner of the property that values his property?
No, before, as I said, you don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There are certain properties that have already valued.
Yeah.
They have already in the valuation rule, our valuation rule. So the amounts attached may be more than $2,000 to those properties that are already valued. So properties that are not valued and their worth means their value is more than 500,000. So mean 2,000 is, attached to those properties.
Okay.
Yes, this is what I mean. So maybe if what you are, the reference you are making, that's 3,000 plus, maybe that person's property was valued. And
last year, for example.
Exactly.
In 2019.
Yes, and it was in the valuation rule.
Okay.
So maybe, the ones they were charged, maybe that one can have sophisticated, more solid building than the other one, but the
now,
property is not valued.
Yes, I understand all that
Okay.
part. Now, my question is, so this is mostly, the collection of this tax is mostly discretional.
Yes.
You take which is higher. Is that what it means? Because if, for example, this person is supposed to pay 2,000, and for example, in 2019, his property was valued for 3,000. You don't do a further assessment. You will decide to charge him the 3,000, and this will be reflected in 2020. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying basically is that properties that were valued, the last valuation that I think was in 2006 or 2005 or 6.
Okay.
At our regions, West Coast region.
Okay.
So all those properties that were valued are already in our rule.
Okay.
So then the formula to use to make the calculation is already there, and that price is there.
Yeah. Okay.
So the one that are not valued, and their valuation, the value of the property
is more than 500,000.
It's more than 500,000. So those guys will pay $2,000.
Okay, so the 2006 valuation that the council did, was it gazetted?
Yes.
You have the gazette?
Yes, it was gazetted.
Can you please provide us with the gazette?
The gazetted one?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Barry.
Yes.
Coming to the valuation rule.
Yes.
Like you pointed out, and we have highlighted this here.
Okay.
The last time the valuation was done was in 2005.
Yes.
And we have mentioned it here to your colleague.
Yes.
That in fact, you are losing revenue.
Very well.
Yes, by not, in fact, affecting evaluation of the properties.
Yes.
Because when you value the property and it is on the valuation rule, you charge a specific price.
Yes.
And the variance is done by the ministry.
Yes.
And the present value is 0.00010
yes.
for commercial and 0.040
for
domestic rates.
Yes.
So now what you are doing, apart from the valuation rule of the 2005, you are just arbitrarily charging properties at a fixed value rate of $500,000. So the valuation rate for $500,000 would come to $2,000. And that is to your advantage in the sense that you will have properties that will be more than $3, $5, $6, $7 million
Yes.
because you have a well-endowed area, West Coast region, because all these hotels and properties, high-class properties are within your
the
region.
West Coast, yes.
So in essence, where someone is now paying $2,000, if a proper valuation is effected, that person would end up paying maybe $10,000, $12,000 per annum.
Yes.
So it will be to your advantage
Very well.
to make sure that at least the Department of the Lands Office, the Department of Lands and Surveys, does the valuation of the properties within your area.
Yes,
so it would like be a supplementary valuation to the 2005-2006
yes.
rule.
I don't think that there is that much, capacity in terms of human resources at the ministry at the moment to carry out, this valuation. This was why at one time I think our council wanted to outsource it, but they are discussing it with the ministry, because as of now, that human resource, capacity is not with the ministry to embark on this valuation for councils.
I think, yeah, you're right. But then you can at least try to look for other sources to have evaluation.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying at one point, council wanted to outsource it to, these associates, so that they can come, I'm a trained valuator as a person. I value KMC when I was working with Cityscape. And my biological father, was a valuator, Mr. Yankuba S.K. Barry at the ministry. So, I know how valuation works. Yes.
You have just said that you think there is a capacity problem, but should the council sit and fold its hands and say it's a capacity problem when they have a mandate to deliver to the taxpayers?
No,
and government is aware of the fact that the council should deliver on their responsibility. So I don't think, that should be an excuse not to do these valuations, so that they can earn enough revenue to be able to deliver on their mandate.
Yes,
is that not correct?
Yes, that's correct. But that green light for the council to outsource it should come from the ministry. So I think that's what council is waiting at the moment.
It is 1, so we are rising. We may rise now, and we will see you tomorrow at 10. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.